to do all of this? We never ask that usually. Like, to be honest, although you ask that in the first set of the interview, that what does your day look like, but nobody talks about these kind of aspects. Like, how do you deal with success or failure? These are the kind of things that people need to talk about. Or how do you feel under so much of pressure because being involved in so many things? Necessity of it. I'd like to answer that very broadly as well, that it is very difficult at times, and it is very stressful at times as well, because I would say it's not everybody's journey. And I mean, the problem is that I still feel that we need to do so much of more, and there is this hunger of doing more and more things in less amount of time, which is really driving us crazy at times. At the same time, we're trying to manage ourselves well, but I really don't know how the day starts and day ends, and the next day starts looking at new challenges and opportunities. Same discussion points. It's a very different, dynamics that are involved into this. And to be honest, nobody talks much about it. Having a mentor is very important. I would say the biggest mentor that I have had, like the most impactful, has actually been my father, I would say, who is an architect. And what I've learned from him is how hard he works, and he's always worked throughout his life. So I would say that's an unsaid thing. I've never actually told him that you are my mentor. The moment I say that, we'll have a very awkward kind of a relation. And that's something I used to say that to my mother as well, who's not there in the world anymore. But yeah, she passed away last year, and I used to tell her that, yeah, I mean, I've learned so many things from you, but I wish I could tell her that you were actually my mentor as well, because all the creative skills and everything that I learned in terms of mathematics is something that I learned from her. So I would say my biggest mentors are my parents, because that they are the ones who kind of shaped me in of any kind, because it's a very challenging profession, I would say. I mean, it throws you challenges of different kinds every now and then, and that's something that you can't predict or learn. But all you can train yourself or your mind is how to deal with challenges and convert them into opportunities. It's very cliche to say that, it's very easy to say that, but it's very difficult to develop that skill set to face those challenges. So we do face these kind of challenges. I think projects getting stopped at abrupt places, in terms of at abrupt stages, when we put in the hard work, everything is ready, things getting stalled, or somebody just pulling out at the wrong moment. We're dealing with a lot of collaborators, somebody losing, somebody not being that innovative, or somebody not finding the innovation factor that you're trying to bring on the table, and suddenly, like, pulling back to a conventional option, let's say, project, and I would draw a curve, it would kind of come close to the kind of works that we were doing that time, I would say. And that's one thing which you can only learn with experience and practice. It doesn't, you can't, nobody can teach you how to design. I mean, I think Zaha had quoted that once, that you can't teach anybody to design. You can just create that kind of an exposure, or, inspire people basically. So that's what ZHA did for me as well. It. So coming to the word adapt, so adaptation is actually my design philosophy, that you need to keep adapting to new, you need to keep changing, keep evolving, and I just stick to that. And of course now I stick to, apart from adaptation, I stick to, like, we have to be innovative in everything that we do. So I think that's pretty much what has become our design philosophy, so to say. And every project is different, every task that you do is unique in itself, and the idea is to innovate.